The domestic violence charges against Panthers defensive end Greg Hardy have been thrown out because his former girlfriend opted not to show up to court yesterday. Instead, they settled out of court for an undisclosed amount of money, with her citing that she did not want to have to relive the horrors of testifying all over again. Meanwhile, that means he's a free man. Back in July, Hardy was found guilty of misdemeanor assault charges, which included putting his hands around her neck, throwing her onto a futon filled with guns, ripping a necklace from her neck, and as she went to retrieve it from the toilet, he shoved the lid on her hands. At one point, while he had his hands around her neck, she said, "Just kill me." He was found guilty of misdemeanor assault and also communicating threats. Now, because it was a misdemeanor under North Carolina law, he was able to appeal it by a jury trial, which meant that's why they had to reconvene for this all over again. This past season, Hardy was on the commissioner's exempt list, which meant that he only played in one game but made $13.1 million. We don't know how much of that she actually received in her settlement. Hardy will remain on the commissioner's exempt list as the league continues their investigation, and he's scheduled to become a free agent. Will the Panthers re-sign him? Will any team want to re-sign him? Meanwhile, authorities have said they weren't able to track the victim down, but the Charlotte Observer was able to based on some social media check-ins. And it looks like she's done a lot of traveling as she tries to move on with her life. But what type of message does that send when a victim of domestic violence is essentially paid off, as the New York Post put it? Does this paint future victims of domestic violence in the wrong light? What would the late Nicole Brown Simpson or Sharika Adams, the former girlfriend of Ray Carruth, or her son who survived but is severely disabled, if they had a choice, what would they do? Would they move forward ensuring a violent person wouldn't be able to harm someone else? We don't know these things because they're not here to answer, but it's certainly something to think about. With Sports Talk Florida, I'm Jenna Lane.